Hello, it's been just over 2 months since I last played Splitgate. I made a YouTube video called Can You Play Splitgate in 2023? And at the end of that video kind of concluded, yes you can. It's not extremely popular, there's roughly 650 concurrent users on during peak times, maybe a little bit more or less, which is kind of really where it was at the initial PC release before console. We were seeing somewhere between like 400 to 500 concurrent users, and you could happily, play the game back then. You would meet the same people every hour or so, but you could definitely play as a small knit community, and that's kind of what the game is now. It's reverted back to how it was a couple of years ago. Now, personally, I don't play too much, as I've kind of done everything. I've completed all the battle passes that came out. I bought quite a lot of the cosmetics. I also made some of them. And I've kind of just played and done everything, and not many of my friends play the game anymore, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to hop on it just one more time. It was enjoyable, but I'd spend maybe 30-40 minutes in the game and then it gets a little bit repetitive and things. My hard drive space, or my SSD space, is slowly running out and I'm having to look for games to uninstall. I don't think the day would ever come where I'd uninstall Splitgate, but it's probably here. I think just to try out some new games and things, which is something I want to do on the channel, especially different shooter games, is uninstall some games that I don't play too often, ones that I maybe launch like once every 3 months or something. I can always reinstall them if I want to play again. So I just thought, let's hop on Splitgate for potentially the last time this year, and see how it plays, and it's fun. I'm really hoping that we get to see the trailer for whatever the next Splitgate universe game is going to be called in 2024. I think that's realistic, maybe like end of 2024, maybe like this time 2024, like a Gamescom of 2024 maybe, I think would be realistic. I think that would be roughly like 18 months or something after they announced they were working on a new game. And announcing you're working on a new game and the time you actually started working on a new game are very different things. They might have already been 6 months into production of that title. So if that's the case, they might be 2 years in. It's a good time to showcase the game and like in its alpha stage, and then either 1 year or 2 years after that, the game will release. So hopefully, looking at like a 2024 reveal and 2025 release for that new Splitgate universe game. Don't know what it's called yet, but they basically just said it will be a Portal shooter in the Splitgate universe. Personally, hoping for very much of the same, but with no technical debt they had with Unreal Engine 4, and something that is more inviting to newcomers that can't quite grasp the Portal mechanic. Because I've said this before, I feel like the Portal mechanic is very good, but when the entire skill set of the game depends on it and newcomers can't grasp it within the first week or so of playing, you just lose those people and they'll go back to something that they are familiar with. Many publishers, investors, and just game studios in general often try and pitch your game to have some kind of unique selling point. What's different about this game? Why should people play it compared to what they're playing now? And the reality is, don't do it. Like, people don't want something that is incredibly unique more often than not. The vast majority of games that get published and do well and compete in the market are things that people are familiar with, they feel at home, they can easily get to grips with it, and maybe it has a couple of unique mechanics that other games didn't have, but the entire skill set and the game doesn't revolve around those things. It's still a generic shooter at its core that anybody can hop in and play, and I feel like that is one of the areas where Splitgate suffered, is the Portal mechanic was a huge part of the game. So I think something really simple is just include the portals, but you have to pick them up on the map and ability, or you can only use them once every 3 to 5 seconds, or maybe you only get 5 portal uses each life. Things like that kind of limit the amount of them that can be spammed around the map is very good quick ideas. Maybe it has a recharge rate or something, things like that. I think would be good ideas for them to test, and I'm sure they've tested stuff like this before, maybe even with Splitgate. So yeah, very excited to see what they come up with. I think it will be likely to compete against games such as Halo again, so that would be cool. And yeah, that's kind of much. That's it. That was a weird kind of much. That's pretty much it. Yeah, just wanted to hop on Splitgate one last time for this year. Gonna install some new games and play those. For now, this is goodbye to Splitgate. It was fun while it lasted. Had a great time playing and working with the team on making some cosmetic items, QA testing the game very early on, being part of the initial alpha for the game as well in like 2018. Splitgate has been a huge part of my life for a very long time, about 5 years. So yeah, good journey. Gonna install some other stuff, as I said. I've installed PlanetSide 2, which I've always looked at but never played. I do have Doom Eternal, which I actually did record some gameplay of, but I kind of deleted it and decided not to upload it. I've got Sonic Frontiers, that's very different. And some other like shooter games that are more story driven that I do want to play on the channel and create some other content rather than just Halo. So hopefully there'll be more stuff like that coming in the future, a bit more variety content, and hopefully you tune into that stuff. Okay, I'm rambling, goodbye, thanks for watching this quick random video on Splitgate. Okay, see you.